read a version of the story of Buddha, in which after he suffered a lot, the demon Mara finally came before him, and all Mara wanted was Buddha's soul. So he finally said that yes, so you want to take my soul, fine, you can take it. So what he did was he surrendered his soul, and then the demon disappeared. So when these people come to know that all their fears are baseless, and they keep on, they know that they don't need to fear anything. So after they have realized that the universe that they fear is everything within themselves only. So why do they turn to the world? Like why do they start turning towards people? Why do they help people? Why do people follow them? And why do they want to spread this message?
Two questions. One, what is the significance of Buddha allowing Mara? Mara you can take as some kind of close relative of Maya. What is the significance of Buddha allowing the Mara to take away his soul? And second, why does a Buddha come back again to the world? The Buddha is saying, take away whatever can be taken away. Take away whatever can be dissociated from me. Take away all that which is not me. And after that, I will be left with a certain nothingness, and that's what I am. A great, silent, pure and beautiful nothingness. So you take away everything. In fact, unless you take it away, these things will keep bothering me. My name, memories, my possessions, my knowledge. You must take all of these away. This is what you are after. I welcome you to loot me. In fact, all those who want to take away a part of you are always doing you a favor. They are unburdening you. But we resist them. A Buddha welcomes them. The Buddha says, you have come to help me. So take this. And this is the whole thing of anatta. When I am nothing, why should I bother about having something? Whatever I have will only keep me in fear, in botheration. I don't want to live in botheration. So it is better that I donate everything. You take it. If I have it, I'll have to preserve it. If I have it and it will exist till tomorrow, then I too will have an obligation to keep till tomorrow and defend it. Why should I have this load upon myself? If I want to exist till tomorrow, let that happen spontaneously. Why should it happen as per an obligation? You getting it? That is what is meant by a Buddha totally giving away everything. Then is the question of why does a Buddha return to the world? He has not returned to the world. He never actually went away. If a Buddha is at peace with a tree, if the Buddha is at peace with a squirrel or a parrot or a rabbit, why would he not be at peace with a human being? When he is in the jungle, is he still not with people? Are trees not people? Are rivers not people? Is the grass not people? Are the animals not people? Are his students not people? He is already living in a community, in a society, is he not? And he is at peace with whosoever he is living with. Peace is his nature. If he can be at peace with a stone, why would he not be at peace with the villagers living nearby? Nothing prevents him from going to the villagers. In fact, only a Buddha can go and meet strangers with total ease. We think a lot. Would those be the right kind of people? Would those be hostile? Related to the life of Buddha is this story. And this story is later mentioned with respect to other teachers also. So there were two sets of disciples. One the Buddha could see as qualified, the others as not yet qualified. The Buddha told the first set, you disperse, you wander, you go away, you do not need to be with me, you are qualified now. The ones who are not qualified, the Buddha told them, you stay together, you don't disperse. Only when you are qualified do you get the right to disperse and enter into strange places. Because now no place is hostile to you, no place is a stranger to you, no place can harm you, so you can go wherever you want to. In fact, the more you disperse, the more you wander, the more good you will bring to the people you go to. The one who has come to peace now does not need to confine himself. He can give himself away. He can literally throw himself away. He has no botheration. He need not protect himself. He need not say that this is my boundary and beyond this boundary is not my space. Only a Buddha can mingle freely. He will go from village to village. He will meet kings and he will meet paupers. He will meet dacoits and he will meet sages. He will meet ignorant people and he will also meet pandits. The Buddha is at ease everywhere. He will visit capital cities and he would stay in the most dense of forests. The Buddha had a very active life. Almost the whole of North India he covered on foot. There was hardly any major city that he didn't travel to. It is not as if he was a recluse hiding in the jungle. Only a Buddha can get dissolved in mankind. Only a Buddha can get dissolved in the world. We cannot do that. We need the confines of our house, our family, our community, our caste, our religion, our society. We say we cannot go outside of it. Outside of it there is danger. A Buddha can go anywhere. Do you see this? Kindly get rid of this notion that a Buddha is someone who has quit the society. It is a false notion. A Buddha is now someone who is totally social. And I am repeating this, only a Buddha can be totally social. Totally. We are not social people. There is these shanties outside. Will you enter them? Are they not society? You come here so regularly, many of us, including me, have we ever bothered to enter these shanties? Are they not society? A Buddha would comfortably come to this hall and he would also comfortably sit in one of those places and have a cup of tea. Milkless tea, that is. Because even the cows are his society. We don't have societies. We have divided ghettos. We have cults. We have walled cities. We do not know what it really means to have a society. A Buddha knows that. You are young, the Buddha would meet you as young. You are old, the Buddha would meet you as old. When a woman would talk to Buddha, she would feel the Buddha is a woman. He understands her. When a man would talk to Buddha, the man would feel the Buddha is a man. He understands.
Like a mirror.
Like a mirror. The Buddha has no identity of his own. The Buddha is just a responsiveness. When a horse would talk to Buddha, the horse would feel he is talking to another horse. That is how social a Buddha is. That is why when two people would talk about the Buddha, they would often get confused. Because to the first person, the Buddha is someone else, and to the second one, the Buddha is someone else. He has no fixed identity. He is like empty space. You contain empty space in this, the space is this shape. You contain empty space in this hall, the hall is this. The space has no form, no identity of its own. But we then get confused. We say, oh, he is disloyal. You know what? I was talking to him yesterday about the virtues of silence, and the Buddha readily agreed. He said, yes, of course, silence is beautiful. And you talked to him about the virtues of speech, and the Buddha agreed with you also. He said, yes, speech is wonderful. So this fellow is actually very inconsistent. And that is what happens with every teacher, with every Buddha. He is badly misunderstood. And he is especially misunderstood when you gossip about him behind his back. Because he is not one. Because he is unpredictable. Because he shows only that face to you that you need to see, that which is helpful for you. He has no particular face. But you will talk about that particular face. And then it will not match. And then you will say, this fellow is a cheat. He has no fixed ideology. He is self-contradictory. That is Buddhahood, to have all contradictions within you and yet be above all contradictions. Have you not heard of that? Anand was privileged to be a party as a listener to all of Buddha's interactions. In the morning, one day, a fellow comes to the Buddha and asks, I strongly feel that God exists. What do you say? Buddha said, no, God does not exist. Not at all. Man went away. Then another one came in the afternoon. He said, I strongly feel that no God exists. What do you say? Buddha said, oh, God obviously does exist. Only God exists. The man went away. And Anand is listening from there. Then a third one came. He said, you know what? God neither exists nor not exists. This man was a learned scholar. Buddha said, how can you be in two minds about such a vital issue? How can you be undecided about something like truth? You go and make up your mind. So he also went away. Then a fourth one came in the night. And he said, I have nothing to say about God. The Buddha said, but you have already said so much. He also went away. Now in the night, Anand is turning sometimes to this side, sometimes to that side, going drinking water, looking at the moon, 5 times he has visited the jungle. So the Buddha asked him, what's the matter? He said, what are you doing? Since the morning you have given 4 kinds of different responses to 4 different people. Do you have anything of your own or not? Buddha said, why did you listen? None of those responses was for you. Why did you eavesdrop? Why do you have a tendency to ask and know what I am saying to other people? I am only giving to them what they need to listen to. The first man had a belief in God. He needed to get rid of that belief. I hammered upon his belief. The second man had a belief upon no God. Even that belief needed to be dissolved. I dissolved that belief. The third man was obsessed with his indecision. He needed to get rid of his indecision. I helped him. But why were you listening to all this? You ask me what your question is. That's the treatment we give to a Buddha. It was Anand. So all he could say was that, you know what, you are not consistent and you are making me uncomfortable. Had it been someone else, he would have gone to the town and announced that this Buddha is no Buddha. Are you getting it? The Buddha is equally available to all 4. He does not belong to any cult. If you are a cult of God, the Buddha is for you. If you belong to a godless cult, the Buddha is still useful for you. That is why the Buddha belongs to the mankind as a whole. He is totally social. That is why a Buddha will always return to the society in some way or the other. In some way or the other.